tell us a little bit about how you understood the project to begin and how you got involved.
Well, the movie came to me. Me and Travis was hanging out one day, and I was actually on vacation in Tennessee, and he sent me a message that said, hey, me and Sam, we've been, tossing back and forth this movie idea, and we was wondering, we need people to star in the movie, and I was like, me being a big film guy, I automatically jumped on it. I was like, well, yeah, that'd be awesome. So, and that's whenever I met Sam. He done our trailer for 12 Pole Manor Haunted Attraction, and I'd only met him one time before. And we kind of went over, the basics of what the movie was about and who I would be playing, and it just came from there.
Okay, so what happened to make you want to do the full-on feature film 12 Pole?
Well, I've always loved horror movies, and I've always wanted to star in a movie. So whenever they came to me with the idea, I automatically jumped on it because to me, I didn't necessarily know where to go to film, to be in a movie. And whenever they originally put the idea forth, I was already on board.
Is there any particular thing about 12 Pole that grabbed you and said, you have to do this movie or you'll regret it?
To me, it's always been about the people, and I always like to help people. And whenever he came to me and said, we need people to star in this movie, it kind of came to me and said, well, if I don't do it, so they're going to have somebody else come in there and that they're not comfortable with, and then the film isn't going to be as high quality as we want. So we're all comfortable with everybody out here. So I was thinking, it's just a chance of a lifetime to do something like this. So I jumped on it.
So tell me a little bit about kind of the progression of the movie, how shooting it has been and what it's been like to be involved, and has it met kind of your expectations or has it turned you on your head?
It has absolutely met my expectations. It's everything I dreamed of working on a movie, how it's actually like. Whenever we first started to film this movie, our first night of filming, it was actually 12 degrees at 1 o'clock in the morning. And, we didn't have electricity then. We have electricity now, thank God. But, the first night we filmed, we didn't have any electricity. We was borrowing electricity from the neighbors next door. We didn't have any heat. We had to basically staple blankets up on these doorways just to try to keep some type of heat where we didn't freeze to death because, it took 3 or 4 hours to do the first makeup. And, after that, where it got progressively warmer and warmer, it got better. But now, where it's summertime and we're filming, it's just the same thing. We have to deal with the elements. Yet, yes, we do have electricity and we have fans, but there again, fans can only do so much. It's still going to be hot. So that's something that we've always had to deal with is the elements, that and snow, rain, all the outside shots. It seems like every time we come to shoot, because we either do it in the evening or we do it on the weekends or something, it always rains or it always thunderstorms. There's always snow happening. So it just seems like ever since we started, we've had the elements kind of going against us, I should say. But we've been very blessed to be able to come together as a team and just work through those problems.
So, what do you think has been the most challenging aspect of working on this particular movie?
The most challenging aspect is trying to find the money to make the blood, because the blood that we make is very expensive to make, and we did have a Kickstarter campaign, but with all the plaster and the molds that we've had to make and all the props that we've had to make, that money was gone in a flash. So the blood that we have to make, we've made gallons of it. So to me, the most challenging part, it really isn't the acting portion, from my point of view, but it's just trying to find the money to try to make this as high quality as possible. Because, whenever we first started, we did have a good fan base whenever we started, but now that we're developing a bigger and bigger and bigger fan base, now, with this being an independent movie, we want to try to make it as high quality as possible. So, but yeah, like I said, trying to find the money to make this as high quality as we can is a big stressor for us.
And as far as acting, do you feel like, or has there been a moment, what has been a challenge for you as far as acting?
Well, I had a YouTube channel before, and like I said, I've always been a film guru, I should say. So acting kind of came to me very naturally. But possibly the most challenging aspect for me was trying to cry on film because, where we all are very close to each other, whenever we start trying to cry or fake cry or act like we're crying, we always get cracked up and we always joke because that's something that has to be really serious, and you have to actually act like somebody is dying, and whenever they're actually not, we're very humorous people to begin with, so trying to keep a straight face to make it believable on camera that we're actually crying or something dramatic happened, that's the biggest challenge for me per se.
Humor-wise, you bring up humor. Is there something that's happened on set? Without giving away any secrets, has there been something that's been so funny that you just couldn't go on?
Man, every shoot we come to, it's just like, it seems like our outtakes footage is always more than our serious footage because, every day is just more comedy coming through. And, we're bad to make inside jokes about everything. So, whenever something comes up because we're very talkative as well, we come in and we talk for an hour before we start to shoot. And while we're shooting, we're talking. So, something brings up an inside joke from 6 months ago when we first started. Then all of us get tickled to death and we can't get good footage because of that. So it seems like every time we come here, it's just every day is just a comedy routine, day in and day out, whenever we shoot.
And lastly, talk a little bit about perhaps the biggest challenge. That would be continuity. Talk about the haunted house and the movie together happening.
Oh gosh.
What kind of challenge has
Well,
that been?
Like I said, whenever we first started filming, it was cold outside. We didn't have any electric, so there wasn't really that much work going on with the haunted house per se. There was small stuff, like we was taking out carpet or we was taking out different furniture props or anything like that, and we would either be burning or so there wasn't that much being built. But now that it's warmer and that there's progressively more work being done on the haunt, there's one room that's going to look completely different in one scene than it is the next. So, the footage that we shot in January or February is going to be completely different looking than the footage we've shot in, let's say, May, because the rooms have changed so much, and where this is sort of a maze that you walk through, it's not just an open area like it was when we first started. So, and it just keeps getting worse and worse as we go on because the house is almost probably 60% done. So whenever we have to go back in these rooms and finish the scenes that we started in January or February, we have to try to find different angles to work. That way we don't get this in the shot or we don't get that in the shot. And it's the same way with costumes. People's hairstyles change. They get their hair cut on accident. That's my fault. Yeah. They get their hair cut on accident, or they trim their beard, or they shave, or in one take you might have your glasses on, and then the next take you completely forget that you don't have your glasses on, or you do have your glasses on. So it's always a challenge to try to. It's like a mind game. It's like, okay, did I wear my glasses in this shot? What did I wear last time? Did I wear a black shirt that was ripped? Did I wear bloody jeans last time? So it's like you're constantly trying to have to go back to your director, and I have to ask Sam all the time, what did I wear in the last scene, because I don't remember, because we come in here after work, we're all tired from working all day. We come in and we try to do as best we can, but you're still in work mode. You're not in film mode until it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and that's when you're in film mode. But then by then the filming's already done for the day. So continuity has been a big challenge for us, and it's not just for me personally, but has been for everybody, because after we get done filming, Sam will be looking at a shot and we'll be like, well, in this shot you had this, and then in this shot you had this. So it's always been a challenge to try to keep up the flow with everything. So yeah, continuity is a big deal.
Lastly, your final impression of everything that's been going on What has it done to you?
It's helped me grow as a person and it's funny, you would think that acting really isn't, that much of a confidence boost, but whenever you put your acting out there, like per se, even in like a 2.5 minute trailer, and people say, man, I can tell you're a different person, or I can tell you that's really good acting, or it doesn't look like a B-rated horror, it looks professionally done. It makes me feel good to know that we work so well together that we don't have to worry about the way we act in front of each other. But the final remarks is just this is the best experience I've ever been a part of, and because like I said, I'm a big film guru. I've always wanted to be in a film, and whenever I first started, I thought I was going to suck, and I thought sure that it was just going to be like a gruesome day in and day out thing where you're going to be drilled like a drill sergeant. You need to do this, you need to do that. But whenever we got in and we started to talk to Sam, and Sam's an excellent director because he kind of coaches you along on what he wants done instead of just like a drill sergeant, like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that. So it's really helped me grow to know that that we are professional enough to put forth a piece as high quality as 12 pole and not have any worries on whether people's going to like it or not, because it's such a high quality film that we've already put together just with a minimal budget. So, final thoughts, watch the movie, enjoy it.